Merry March Madness, fellas. It's finally here. March Madness is here. It is 8:32 on the morning of the first Thursday of March Madness. I could not sleep last night. I woke up at 6:40, had a cup of coffee. I couldn't sleep. I'm just way too excited. This is the best day of my life besides the Super Bowl. This is the most I have ever looked forward to sports, is the first Thursday of March Madness. And the whole first weekend is absolutely phenomenal, but there is nothing like the first tip-off at 12:15, and what we have here today is a little bit of a URI and Oklahoma matchup. This episode is legitimately going to be me just being super excited to watch all of these games. It's unbelievable. No, I don't really have a team that I'm that invested in like I do with the major sports squads in Philadelphia. But when you look at Villanova, they're right outside Philly. They're a national championship caliber team. They have a great head coach in Jay Wright. Brunson, Bridges, their whole entire team. DiVincenzo. It's just a great squad. I would love for them to win. I have them winning my bracket. I'm a firm believer in the one bracket system. I don't do 15 brackets. I like to do one. I like to sit on it, enjoy it, but I don't live or die by the bracket like I do know some people do. I just love to sit back, kick back, put the feet up, have a couple cold ones, hang out with the boys. What I do for the March Madness tournament, it started about 5 years ago when I got and fell in love with the sport of basketball. Believe it or not, my junior year of high school is when I started loving sports as crazy as I do. My buddy from high school who got me involved in sports like I am now, I stayed at his place for 4 days straight. We just kicked back, relaxed, and now we go to his older brothers, and we've been keeping the tradition alive, so we just camp out. I'm trying to think of an idea to do for Sports Talk with Bros live at the March Madness tournament, because it is one of the greatest things to ever happen to my life, but we will see how that turns out. I'm just so excited, boys. I actually can't handle this. I really can't. You got to look at the first round matchups. You have the 12-5s. Everybody knows about the 12-5s. You got to pick them. You got it. Looking at the first Kentucky-Davidson 12-5 matchup, Kentucky's playing way too hot right now. I know that they're young, but Coach Cal has these guys balling right now. Are they going to be able to handle the pressure as young as they are? One of the youngest squads ever for Coach Cal. That is what is unknown. But I can't see Davidson coming in there and kicking the Wildcats out the way that they are playing right now after winning the SEC tournament. Looking at some other upsets, I have Miami losing in the first round to Loyola Chicago. That's why they called this madness, people. You can't just keep picking the favorites. You gotta get a little ballsy. Now, Nevada has a great squad. I have them losing to Texas, 10th Texas, because they're running off emotion. They're running off, losing a player to cancer is gotta be an emotional thing, and to play for that player, they just have that extra jump. I see them making a little bit of a push. Believe it or not, I have them even beating Cincinnati in the second round and moving on to the Sweet 16. That's how much emotion I think that squad is going to play with. I have Xavier. I have Missouri. I have Xavier beating the 16th, obviously. No one likes them as the 1 seed. I do have them falling off to Missouri. I don't have them leaving the first weekend. But I have Missouri beating Florida State, beating Xavier. You have somebody coming back, Porter Jr., he finally gets his nod. I think he's ready to shine. He's ready to show these NBA scouts, listen, I have something to play for. I am a great player. Providence beating Texas A&M in the first round. Bama making a little run. Why not? They have Sexton, who is playing phenomenal basketball. I think Florida might make a little bit of a run going to the Sweet 16, but losing to Florida. Listen, the Final Four that I have is Arizona, Gonzaga. People don't give Gonzaga enough respect because they're not a big market squad. Listen, they made it to the national championship last year. They got a great head coach. They recruit great players. This team, you don't sleep on. They have a 4 seed. So, like I was saying, my Final Four. Arizona, Gonzaga, Villanova, Kansas. But in the long run, I don't care. I don't care if my bracket. No one picks a perfect bracket ever. It's just a nice little how do you do? You look at it. It's fun to pick the teams. It's fun to see how many points you get. It's fun to see if you can win some money. But at the end of the day, it's all about the beauty of the tournament, the Cinderellas, the teams nobody would ever think would make it to the Elite Eight, the South Carolinas of last year. This is what it's all about, and I can't wait for 12:15 to strike. It's the slowest morning ever. Like I said, 6:40, I'm drinking my cup of joe. It's now 8:37. Come on. Let's move it. I'm sitting there. I've been watching March Madness 24-hour special on ESPN for how many days now? I am ready to see the tip-off of URI and watch Trae Young do a little work in the tournament. Let's see if he can control himself and get some points and see what happens. Maybe not turn the ball over. People are starting to realize how he plays, and they've been shutting him down. It's here, baby. It's here. Let's go. So yeah, that's just this episode is truly just emotion. I'm waking up. I'm ready to go for the NCAA tournament. Literally the second best day of my life at this point this year. Normally, it's the first, but the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, come on. You can't beat that. You just can't. So with that being said, hit the thumbs up button for the NCAA tournament finally starting. Subscribe, comment if you'd like to. Let's go.